When we think about SPC study, there are a few questions that come in your mind. The first question is why SPC? Then where SPC needs to be done and where SPC study is not required. By the time this video will end, you will understand and get the answer of all these three questions. In general, when you see any quality circle contest, you will find that in majority of the cases, 7 QC tools are used in majority. And out of these 7 QC tools, there are 2 QC tools, Pareto analysis and fishbone diagram. They are used almost in all the presentations. But in majority of the presentation, you will also realize that it is actually not required because there are only few instances or the problem is not that complex or the number of data is very less. But still we are doing the Pareto and the fishbone because we want to add little bit more weightage to that presentation. Something similar happened in the SPC chart also. Many a times we are doing it just because either we are fulfilling to the customer requirement or maybe we want to impress the auditors or maybe to the management also. When SPC started in 1920, the main objective was how we can prevent the error rather than we find out the problem and then we are taking some action. Whenever we are implementing SPC study, especially the mean and range chart, there are 3 key objectives: how we can reduce the cost, how we can improve the quality, and how we can improve the productivity. And when we talk about these 3 things, it's also important to understand that when we are talking about SPC, the main purpose is that how we can prevent things from happening. That's why it is done in a real-time basis. So there are certain reasons why we should SPC study, especially the mean and range chart. The first is that whenever there is a customer specific requirement, generally there is a customer manual, maybe by General Motors, Ford, Stellantis, where certain requirements are specified that you need to do that. Then maybe there are special characteristics, and to manage those special characteristics, SPC can be one of the way which can be used to see the actual performance of these special characteristics. Then many times it happens that there are certain customer complaints, customer rejections, maybe warranties and recalls which are increasing. That can be a trigger to initiate the SPC study. Many times it also happens that there is some internal rejection, maybe the scrap is increasing, rework, repair is increasing. That can also be a trigger for that. Many times it also happens that we are purchasing a new machine. Now at that time we want to see the performance of the machine. At that time also we can think about SPC study. Sometimes it also happens that the process is new. So we want to see that whether the process is capable or not. At that time we do it. And many times when any manufacturing process is modified, there are some changes in that. That is another reason that at that time we are doing it. And we have seen in many cases when there is a major breakdown in the machine or there is an overhauling in the machine has been done. That again is a very good case. At that time, SPC study needs to be done. And then similarly, we can also extend the SPC study to our supplier also. That we can demand our supplier that we want to see it as a part of an incoming inspection, that how your process is going on. And based on that, organization can take a decision whether to accept the material or not to accept the material. Now, there can be few instances where we need to think twice that whether SPC is needed or not. The first thing is where 100% inspection is being done. Now we have to think that when we are doing 100% inspection, the rejection level is within the target, whether we still need to do SPC study or not. Then at times it happens that there are only common causes, there is no special cause, and that is going on consistently, say for a year or so. Then again we can think about it that whether we should still continue doing it or we can take a break. And many times in present times where there is online inspection, when there is 100% testing, and many of the cases it is happening that SPC data is being plotted online. Do we still need to do additional SPC study? We need to think about that. And in case we take care about all these do's and don'ts, then there is a high possibility that whatever study we are doing that will serve the purpose, it has some meaning and it can benefit to the organization with respect to the cost, quality and the productivity. My next video will again be in the same series of SPC where I am going to talk about loss function analysis, which is primarily related to goalpost analysis. Regularly I am getting a lot of feedback from your side and they are helping me to understand your expectations. So please do continue that. In case you want to understand a little bit more about this particular video, you will find a link below. If you click that, you will find a blog there. And there you will find this information in much more detail. And in case you are liking these kind of blogs and videos, you can always share with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website bhavyamangla.com. Thank you.